So this is my review of Jessica Jones. Me personally, I absolutely love Krysten Ritter's performance as Jessica Jones. I'll be honest, I wasn't much of a fan. Well, not a fan, I just wasn't well informed of the character. I think her name was Dazzle or something in the comics. She used to have the white and purple uniform. Kind of had this Wanda Vision with the cape, Wonder Woman / Supergirl kind of look foregoing in the comics. I really love how this TV show and this season alone tackles domestic abuse, mentally and physically abuse, and see how far that can go, challenging and messing with the mind from the abuser to the victim, from the victim to the abuser. Even showing a little sympathy towards the abuser. Not saying that Kilgrave should have any sympathy whatsoever. But it made you feel, it didn't feel like a complete monster. You at least got to understand like behind the monster, behind the mask, or behind the face, or the villain he portrays himself to be. And how poor parenting, poor just family life can result to abusers, to killers, to so much chaos. But not just for Kilgrave, but also for Jessica Jones' character, even on Patsy Walker. And how her mother is more about the getting, the mother trying to get the daughter famous kind of ordeal. You know how that goes. And I absolutely loved the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage thing. I was kind of hoping we kind of got that more later down the line. We were kind of about to get that, maybe, kind of. But overall, this season, I loved. I know there was complaints about the season 4. But, this season and this series and this season alone, if you've been through that trauma, you can 100% relate to the season and the character and all the characters and understand them and get engrossed in that reality of it. I'll give this a rating of a 8.2 out of 10. And that's my review on Jessica Jones Season 1. What's going on TikTok? This is my review of Jessica Jones Season 2. So basically in this season we got Jessica and her mother and learning a little bit of how Jessica got her powers and really a little bit more backstory into the whole relationship with Trish and Jessica. We kind of got a taste of that in Season 1 with learning about how much of an abusive mother they had with Trish's mom and how abusive she was and stuff like that. It was just, but we got a part of it where in this season was more the relationship for Jessica and Trish and how, and the kind of back then how they were lost in their own separate ways and they kind of come full circle. And then there's a double full circle later on in the beginning of the season. And then it starts out good, but then the end of the season, basically Trish basically kills Jessica Jones's mother because she's pretty much gone off the deep end. But of course, it's Jessica's mother. So she says in the season, like, now when I look at you, I see the woman that killed my mother, the person that killed my mother. So, that whole full circle, there was a lot of full circling in this. I do feel like Hogarth, her character, I felt like kind of took a back step for a little bit. And, her dealing with her ALS disease, I think that's how you say it. But, even though that was one thing, I just felt like her character, like in Season 1, she had a lot more to do. But in this season, I felt like she had not really much to do but to deal with the disease, her ongoing disease, and dealing with that. And I guess that's big enough itself, but I feel like there could have been more for that. I think between the Doctor and Jessica Jones' mother, and the twists and everything with that, and her involvement in a piece of Jessica's past that's very tragic in a way twice. It didn't. I felt like for the villain part of things, I feel like the villains didn't really stand out as much as Kilgrave did, and that kind of is a thing. Even going to season 3, season 3 was more on your edge of your seat, kind of more thrilling. This season was it felt like season 2 took a back step, and there was no arc for any of these characters. Maybe Trish, but that's it. And also, what's his name? For Malcolm. I give the show a rating of a 7.8 out of 10 of Jessica Jones season 2. I do love the show though in this season. Welcome back to another movie and TV review, cinema fans. Today we got Jessica Jones season 3. So this season begs the question for the audience is, if you're a hero and your moral action is helping an evil person, is it good or is it bad? Are you still a hero at the end of the day? Are you still a hero if you let bad things happen to bad people without taking action? The biggest struggle for Jessica Jones throughout the series from season 1, 2, and 3 is her being very uncomfortable with the word hero and not associating herself as a hero. She likes to think of herself as just a person that likes doing the right thing, but she doesn't even look at it like that. She just doesn't have a positive attitude when it comes to being a hero. That she tried to be a hero, but it didn't work out. So throughout this whole arc of Jessica Jones from season 1, 2, and the Defender show and season 3, we see in season 3 that she's kind of really slowly embracing the hero lifestyle, wanting to be a hero, but not really saying it for what it is, but just doing it. And that's a good sign for any hero that doesn't like the praise of being a hero, just likes to doing the right thing and being a hero. And I think that's something that a lot of the superhero shows and movies kind of forget often. And that's why I do honestly think this is... Now, Jessica Jones season 1 is my personal favorite, but I think season 3 is just right up there. Season 2 takes a back step a little bit for Jessica Jones. Well, for the first half of the season. But I feel like I should do a whole new review for season 2 and 1 because I did it a while ago. But anyway, I love this season because even though the villain, the antagonist, I can't remember, I think it's Georgie. He's trying to frame Jessica Jones for being a unalive murderer, and it doesn't. Eventually, she takes her unique abilities and what she does for a living and uses it together at the end of the season to turn it against Georgie. Not to spoil anything, but I mean overall, and also it's bringing in Hellcat as well and kind of testing the relationship, that whatever relationship there is left after season 2 with Trish and Jessica Jones, and I don't want to spoil anything what happens there, but it gets very tested to the point it's kind of disappointing, but also brings in a lot of tie-ins to the MCU that people don't think there's no tie-ins to the MCU. There's a big tie-in to the MCU at the end of the season, if you know what I'm talking about. But Kristen Ritter does a great job with this season. She acts her ass off in this show, and this season in particular. Overall, I would give this season a 7.8 out of 10.